This is our front door. This is our front porch. This is wood next to the cement. I know we're going to put brick around it. I get that. That's what these ties are for. But your posts, when they come down to your flat work, your cement, your posts are supposed to be on metal stands. The stands are anchored to the flat work. The boards are anchored to the stands. It's a much more secure way to fasten it. Well, maybe not. It's a secure way to fasten it, but it elevates the wood off of the surface of the flat work. With me, I think it was in 5th grade, but I'm old now, probably in 2nd grade science class. But you probably remember from primary school, you had a jar, and you had to bring a stalk of lettuce from home, and you put dye in the water in the jar, and you put the lettuce in it. The lettuce is green, and you put red dye in it, and then the red dye would go up inside the stalk. That's called capillary action. And that's why we have the metal stands here. That's why we have the metal stands here, to protect it from capillary action. All this is going to change. There's going to be a front courtyard out here. I understand there's probably going to be brick laid out and a knee wall, a privacy wall set across here. So I'm assuming that all this is going to be regraded. Now, above our front door, we have a transom up here. We'll just stay on the front porch. The front porch is the first part, right? We're missing some wall right there. We sure are. Our cornice is not finished out. You can see daylight in the hallway on the other side of that. And then let's come on around and see our transom light. That window, transom light. Okay, see all the flashing tape around it? See how loose it is up here at the top? All this tape should be re-rolled. And then our paper's all torn here next to it. See that our building paper, and our flashing tape is incomplete, our window flashing, right there, it's called pan flashing at the bottom. Okay, so we've got some penetration issues right here. Between the tape not being done right, between the pan flashing not being done right, between the paper not being done right. Now this paper is pretty awesome, I gotta say. And I'll explain it to you in this way. We got some tears that should be taped up. Put some pink tape on that, paint on that when I get a chance. Come back and I'll draw an arrow going to this. But this paper is they installed this Tyvek paper, which is a vapor barrier. And they installed it over another vapor barrier, the construction sheathing. The insulated construction sheathing. One or the other, I mean, that they did both. They either were very considerate and were really trying to do a really good job, or whoever installed the construction sheathing did such a crappy job that it would be just easier to go over it with Tyvek than it would be to spend the time to repair all the mistakes. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying no matter why it happened, this is a good thing. And then up underneath this transom, over here, this dining room window right there. Okay, we got some flashing issues around these windows at the front, right in here. Moving on along. There's nothing more embarrassing than a man chasing after his own hat. Humiliating, or whatever it is. Colors Crossing. I gotta watch that movie again. Again, this window here, flashing tape, needs to be rolled just a little better. And again, I am impressed. Paper over construction sheathing. Moving on along. Now this is an easy mistake for a home inspector. This actually wasn't done. If you look through the paper, the flashing tape actually did go across this window. Over here it goes across this window too. That's right. Even though this is different than the others, this is right. Alright, come along here. I'm zigzag, man. If there's going to be a rain gutter here, and since this is going to be a patio, there probably is going to be a rain gutter there. I don't know. But if there is, the end of the rain gutter should be 2 inches away from the brick. The rain gutter should not butt up next to the brick. We should have kick-out flashing right here, which we don't. We should have kick-out flashing right there, and the gutter should be away from the brick. There's that little 2-inch gap. So it's just something to take into consideration. Moving on along. We're on the west side of the house now. The house faces north for our purposes. We've got our tie-down straps. That's nice. But what I'm not seeing over the brickwork hasn't been installed yet, hasn't been delivered yet, something. But I'm not seeing a lintel, a metal lintel, besides this board to support all the brickwork, the weight of the brickwork. I'm not seeing that. You think that board will bow? I do. And then you have cracks in your brick and all that stuff. People come over looking at your house all funny. Wow, what kind of house did he buy? She buy? They buy. Okay, moving on along. And I got this in the roof section. You probably know that. But this edge flashing is not supposed to lap less than 2 inches. And I'm finding it all along this side. I didn't see it so much on the east side when I was doing the camera pole. But we're going to study it a little more. Got my pink paint now. We can go. We can take notes as we go now. This trench has been dug out. My understanding is for a gas line, but I don't understand. It's really not my understanding. That's for our grounding rod. That's a good question. And we got another ground. Where's our bond? I'll look for that in another place. Peekaboo! Well, these got some red marks. Somebody's been in here. I think they want these nails to be driven a little better. You know what? I can pile on. I can pile on. That'll be part of the interior. The building wrap, building wrap. Tape could be done a little better around all the windows. I'd give up. Around all the windows. Another set of eyes, another set of hands. I thought, you know, with the double wrap, with the 2 drainage planes, I thought I was going to get away from that. Oh well. I got paid to go there, so I'll go there. That's what I do. This is the west side. This is the water heater. We have 1 tankless water heater. Apparently there's 1 tankless water heater for this structure. The plumbing vent pipes should be painted. And some of this is redundant, I get that. But you know what, if you see it twice or 3 times, you read it in the report. Look at that. Look at that shingle, big old gouge in the shingle there. Big old gouge in the shingle. Hillbilly home inspections. Moving on along. This is the gas. It says gas right here. You know what I'm not seeing? I'm not seeing electric bonding. bond. There we go. This is the plumbing for the swimming pool, so I don't know, we have 2 condensing units over here. This is really nice how they did this. And you know what, even the flashing paper around here is pretty good. You see where they capped that off? Uh-oh. You see the way they capped that off? That's not capped off. Okay, it's a continuous loop through here. Open refrigerant lines. Okay, it's 30% humidity today. Why is it 30% humidity? Because there's moisture in the air. I'm going someplace with this. There's moisture in the air. When refrigerant mixes with water, moisture, it turns into acid. And so now this refrigerant piping has been compromised. It should have been sealed up until the moment it was installed. Any moisture that gets into that system, it turns it from this equipment is engineered on paper to last 20 years. On average, it lasts 14. But you see people replacing their refrigerator, their air conditioners after 5 years. It's because that could be a symptom right there. Open refrigerant lines. That's just really a shame. I'm told you could purge, pull a vacuum. Pull a vacuum. That's 24 hours of vacuum on that system. Do you think anybody's going to do that out here, running a vacuum pump for 24 hours? I did on my house. My unit's almost 20 years old. How about that? But you think anybody else is going to do it if it's not their own house? It's going to leave the refrigerant lines open like that and let the air all get in there? Oh, that's horrible. That is like the first commandment of refrigeration installation. I mean, it's the very first one. Which one would be higher than all others? But don't let air into your system. That's the greatest sin. I understand that this piping is supposed to move. This bond is isolated. It's on top of plastic. That's insulation. If this gas pipe gets energized, or if it's not bonded to anything, that's nothing. That's nothing without contact. I'm hoping that board will come off. Again, the tape should be rolled. Should be done better around all the windows. You can really see behind this door. Can't really see behind this door. They have the tape on the outside of the door, right? We don't expect to see window screens. I imagine we got some doors on order. These are going to be some beautiful doors that open up to the beautiful swimming pool. That'd be so awesome. All this flashing tape, well, that's okay. The pan tape is okay for it. That's so difficult. I'm tempted to say that you need kick-out flashing right there. I can't think of the reference that requires it because it's not going to a parallel wall. But it just, if there's a rain gutter there, then we're going to need some kick-out flashing for sure. Then I'll have me a reference. What's going on? This looks like a mess inside. Besides all the tape. Really? Another set of hands, another set of eyes needs to go around. Look, see that? Think rain's gonna go in there? I do. It's all supposed to be sealed down. What's the use of tape if it's not sticking to anything? What is the use of tape if it's not sticking to anything? Now, I got a better example at the front, but they're going to regrade that. Builders are pretty good about grading, where the ground comes away from the building. They're not so good about drainage. They're not. They will have an excuse, not this builder. Not this builder. But I've seen builders explain to my clients, they say, well, if it doesn't dry in 48 hours, we consider that a problem. Oh, it doesn't dry in 48 hours, we consider that a problem. Okay, that's not drainage, that's evaporation. And then they say, well, our warranty company doesn't have a problem with it. You say, okay, ABC builder, the home warranty company doesn't have a problem with it. I get that, so everything's fine, right? Yeah, everything's fine. Wait a minute, doesn't ABC also own your home warranty company? No, but we're different. We're different. One hand doesn't wash the other. We're different. No, it's just the same. It's the same parent company, but no. Some builders have been known, not this one, to use a warranty company to whitewash their work. Grading and drainage, not just grading. Here's a good example over here. This is grading and drainage. It all goes away from the house. Almost 2 inches. That's more than 2 inches. I think it's a little better on this side. These are the sewer cleanouts on the east side of the house. These are the main cleanouts for the sewer. So if you got a problem, this is where the auger goes in. Snake, the rotor-rooter, call it what you will. You have a double because this one right here goes into the house. This one in here goes out into the yard somewhere. That'd be a good question. Where does it go? So that way you don't have a dead spot. And you don't have anything caught in the middle. One goes that way, one goes that way. Kind of double checking your work. And that's the main one right there. Just checking. I have seen things. Windpipes need to be sealed. See that vent hood? See that vent hood? See that vent hood? See that vent hood? See those vent hoods right there? See this vent hood? You don't. You don't see a vent hood right there? I don't. Looks like we missed our vent hood. Got a little debris over here where they cut out for a vent hood that needs to be cleaned off. Windows are taped in a little better. I don't know. Grading and drainage. Now when they come in, they're going to have the yard sodded and everything. And we're going to have, on this side, we're going to have grading and drainage. I know they're going to fix this because we're going to put a patio in here. It's going to be redone. But no, it's not good to have moisture next to your house like that. Even on the short term, it shouldn't have been allowed to go like this long. But it has. You probably won't have a problem with it. But, you know, this needs to get fixed. That's all there is to it. And this is back where we started. So I can, you know, kind of do some of that painting I promised. There we go.